All right. But as always, they creep in somewhere, right?
We'll see.
This is from Sky.com. This is Sky News. I got this particular story. Here's the title: Schools should open every day and have police officers to tackle gangs. This is according to the lady in the top left. She is the Children's Commissioner for England, Anne Longfield. Okay, so you have image of some police officers installing metal detectors for children to go into, and the average school children
Schools, okay, the children should go to school every day. All right.
yes,
And
all day.
all day. Sounds like prison to me. What about you?
Mm,
What
yeah.
about you? Hey, the parents going to have to start coming together with their personal co-ops on their own. I mean, we looked into areas in which we could actually set up do schools or whatever the case is, and you wouldn't believe the laws in place that the hurdles one must overcome from state to state to actually have it in which we have an opportunity to teach our own children. It's ridiculous.
Mm,
And the insurance is so high. It's almost impossible to set up a charter school that's not controlled through the state anymore.
mm,
And see, and that's how I know this thing with Umar Johnson is a joke. He just run around collecting cash, on poor people's on black people's dole. But that's a whole nother conversation. But that's not this.
mm,
That's not to say some parents cannot co-op and come together with trusted family members to do their own homeschooling from one grade
mm,
to the next, and co-op together and say, well, listen, uh, these days a week you can come in and from this day to this day, this parent can come in and give out the schoolwork, and from this day to this day you can switch out where a parent can come in and they can give out the schoolwork. Come to find out, teachers are nothing more. Thank you. Are nothing more than pretty much high priced babysitters anyway. The modern day schools, the teacher doesn't they don't do anything but shuffle papers and just give them the child the curriculum. So it's upon parents. It's really upon parents to take full control over their children. I just spoke to my son. I'm glad I don't have no son in these junior high schools or these elementary schools anymore, because they're being trained for mass shootings and all this other garbage as a pretext to lock children down in school.
mm,
So I'm gonna tell you, parents should
mm,
very hey, think seriously about co-oping with someone. Okay, pooling your resources to protect your children, to give them the education needed, but also to protect them from what's to come. They're going to start locking these schools down like prisons.
mm,
That's what's going on. That's why they training. We used to train in school for fire drills. No, they're training in school now for mass shooting drills. That's another leg of the reason behind the Sandy Hook thing. So that they can pass laws that we would normally disagree with concerning our children within these institutions being locked down against
mm,
their will. And they'll say, well, listen, these are laws that were put in place after Sandy Hook. We have no control. You have to go to the state or go to a judge or go some other place to see your children. It's getting crazy, man. So it's
mm.
upon the parents to get in front of this and really consider homeschooling.
And speaking of the fire drills, we
Yeah.
all know that school in general is nothing but social programming. So if the children are there for even longer hours each day and over the weekend and over school breaks, that's even more opportunity and time to do further social engineering. And this lady, she goes on to say that just like in the States, there should be police now in each of these schools. and more lights and more cameras, more CCTV in these schools and the neighborhoods around schools.
I'll tell you, folks, we've entered the prison complex. This is, America is prison. The Western world has become prison. Even the UK. You look at the schools you look in the UK. You ever see you were in the UK with this Lawya. You ever see the gates on the outside of the schools in the UK? I'm like, what is this? The children cannot even see on the other side of the gate. And the barbed wire is going in instead of out. I'm like, this is an institution. This is a prison. If the child try to clam up, you have barbed wire going this way. I mean, I'm like, what is this? And I asked, I'm like, is that a prison? And the brother said, no, that's a school. I'm like, what? Why? Because during emergencies, they'll be using these schools for processing centers and detention centers before shipping people into the internment camps. Right up under our noses, folks. Police, military, metal detectors. Now it used to be NTAs in the school. Now our children are going to school with continual police presence in the inner city schools. I mean, this stuff was unheard of when we were growing up.
Right.
These are jails, folks. These are jails. If you say the wrong thing, or you got to watch what you say, or a cop going to come in, or a police will come in. You have the so-called psychologists who are witches in your school trying to pull out information that criminalize your household to separate you from your parents. That's why so many children in school these days are contemplating suicide. It's not that something is wrong with the homes more so than what's going on with these schools. These schools are institutionalized. Really, they're mini jails, so to speak. But go on. I digress.
Are you seeking to strengthen your biblical foundation? Join us in the Hebrew Bible Academy, where we offer 12 weeks of in-depth learning in a structured environment. Receive real-time news from Brother Rawchaa and amazing lessons by Elder Rawchaa. Learn ancient Hebrew with Elder Lawya. With 12 amazing lessons, you're guaranteed to learn more about your true biblical history and authentic Hebrew language than you would in a traditional Christian church, for only a one-time payment of $150 or 3 monthly payments of $50. Join us at historytimes.org and sign up today. It's not too late. See you in the Academy.